Hey guys, what's up? It's Shawn Mayo here, and there's been a lot of questions lately I've been getting about your inventory storage fees and, long-term storage fees versus monthly storage fees now. I just wanted to make a quick video going over the inventory fees as well as showing you guys how to actually do removals, and we'll do a separate video in the future on getting reimbursements on some of those things. So the first and most important thing, obviously, is the inventory storage fees and knowing when and how they are assessed, so that you can, properly do your removals ahead of time. In the past, we really only worried about that and did that quarterly, because it's a lot easier to do, 3 months worth than to worry about doing it every month or every week or however often some of you guys may have been doing it. But now that there's long-term storage fees and monthly storage fees assessed, and even if a product is unfulfillable, as long as it's in the warehouse, then it's still chargeable. So a few things that they do is the long-term storage fees are assessed on that day, whatever the long-term storage fee date is. And then the monthly fees are actually for a month. So you need to do it the last day of the month if you don't want to be charged. And as it says here, obviously it's charged between the 7th and the 15th day of the month following for the following months where it applies. So for all of January, you're going to be they're going to assess it sometime between the 7th and the 15th, which means it'll probably be on the 7th, but it'll show up on your account sometime during that week. So, so the most important thing here is the last day of every month, you just need to go in and figure out what you want to get rid of. If you have products that aren't worth keeping, if you have products that you're losing money, you can recall them. If it's going to cost you more for storage fees than it is to leave them there, then, obviously you want to remove those. Anything damaged or unfulfillable, or, things that may have become hazmat, or you sent something in on a gated brand and you just can't get approved for it, you want to remove those things at the last day of the month. Mainly, we're looking to remove those products that were customer returns or were damaged somehow. We couldn't get reimbursed for them. So we want to either dispose of them or recall them. Obviously, your first and most important option that you need to consider is, is the product something that we can be reimbursed for? And if it is, we obviously don't want to have it removed. If it's not something we can be reimbursed for, then we need to decide, is it going to be some kind of hazmat product? Is it a product that has, broken glass, or, is damaged where we couldn't possibly get it returned and then maybe relist it as used instead of new, or sell it in one of your other channels. A few things that we do is, we obviously sell on eBay. We have someone that actually sells for us on eBay, and there's disposable companies or disposal companies out there that you can just have your items returned to them. And use their address. So then they'll sell them on eBay. They'll sell them locally. They'll have warehouse sales and obviously sell on eBay and sell on, OfferUp or whatever ways that those programs are doing it, as well as having, there's people that sell in local flea markets, and that's an option that we do. We used to sell a lot. I had about 30 booths at flea markets at one point before I was selling on Amazon. We have built relationships with people who still do that. So we'll have the items returned and then bring them to them. And then some of them buy them from us, and others will sell them on commission. And then we usually just do that in trade, and then we'll buy other products that they're already selling that we can't sell on Amazon. So we're kind of essentially just trading the stuff off. But you may be able to sell them, and if you can't find somebody to actually buy the stuff outright from you, you may find somebody that can take the stuff on commission, because it's going to fill their store up and they're not going to have to actually pay anything. So there's a lot of options out there. If you don't want to be posting things on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or eBay. I really don't like eBay. We do have, I have somebody that comes to our warehouse and lists stuff for us, and then, packs and ships, and then we also have a couple of people who do consignment, so we'll give them the higher price stuff, and they'll sell them on eBay, and then we have a profit split. So there's a lot of options out there to get rid of the stuff. I wouldn't say destroy it unless it's just not worth very much, or it's damaged and unsellable. So back to the main topic of the storage fee. So as you can see here, there's a few different pricing, 69 cents a cubic foot and 48 cents for oversized products. For Q4, obviously, it's much higher. It's $2.40 a cubic foot from October to December, and $1.20 a cubic foot for oversized. And you can go, right, it seems like every page in Seller Central has it, show you what you're using and your limits at any time. So pretty easy to see that information. But the important part is to get it out at the end of the month, do it by the last day of the month, and it won't be assessed on the next month. The same goes with the long-term storage fees. Whatever the date is for your long-term storage fees, you're going to get, it's going to do the same thing. So the long-term storage fees apply to units that have been stored more than 180 days. The long-term storage fees is an addition to the monthly inventory storage fee, and so far it's been showing up as two different fees. So what happens here is, they don't want you to have all that stuff there at their warehouses. Warehouse space is getting more and more expensive, and all that kind of stuff. So you don't. You want to keep as little as you can there. You don't want to send 1,000 units if you're only selling 10 a month, because you're just going to pay a lot of fees for that. So if it's not something you can, usually for us, it's we send in about a month's worth to start, 3 to 4 weeks worth. And then every time we get paid out every 2 weeks. So what we do is just replenish, so we'll never run out. I wouldn't send 6 months worth of stuff. If you're doing private label or something like that, then, then obviously you want a good supply. You don't want to run out, because you're going to be the only person on the listing. The rank is going to degrade, and you can have all kinds of problems with that. And then at the end of this page, and we'll put the link to the Seller Central help page we're on, in the description. If you want to do things like, figure out from inches to cubic feet and all that. I never do that. We send the stuff in, and it's going to tell you how much you have there, so you can deal with that. Super simple to do. So let's move on to actually removing something. We'll show you how we remove products. Now remember, it's not like Prime shipping. It's very, very slow. It's at the bottom of their it's at the bottom of Amazon's to-do list, so don't expect to get it fast when you're doing a removal. It's even slower than the multi-channel fulfillment. But, they're going to treat it like it's garbage. I've gone over this with Amazon and in videos many times now, and it's always kind of the same deal. They basically tell me, and I don't have one of them with me. It would have been good to show you guys, but they're going to tell you that it's basically garbage to them, that it's being disposed of. So if they destroy it in shipping, if they do whatever, they will not take responsibility for it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. So without trying to out any bolos or any products that we really have, I brought up, we have a few of these Ryan's World mystery eggs that I think the whole world knows about, but they were, I believe these were the ones that were hazmat for a long time, and I actually just got them reinstated today, so we do have a couple of them left. Just trying to blow them out now because the whole world has them listed. So I'm going to take you through the process. So all you have to do is find your products that you want to remove, put in the ASIN or FNSQ or whatever it is, and then you can select multiple ones, and so we can either select them if you want to select multiple ones, and if we do that, click however many check marks you want, and go to the pull down here for the action, and create remove order is right about in the middle. Or if it's only one product, you can basically do the same thing on the right hand side, and again create removal order, which we're going to do now. Either one that's going to take you here now. You can do a removal order with a flat file, and all the information's on that on the top. I really don't like using the Amazon flat files. I'd rather kind of just do it manually. Now it's going to have your default ship to address right in here, or you can just you can send it wherever you want, or click on dispose. So if you want to dispose of anything, it's going to charge you 15 cents per item to get rid of it. Or if you're going to just do a removal, you can select the ship to address. It'll already be filled in there, or enter any address you want to. I'll put it in the description below, but we have been donating to, it's actually a friend of mine in the Chicago area that runs a nonprofit called Faith Acres, and what they do is they feed people all organic food, and it's not one of those food banks where people just go to over and over every week. It helps people who one of them may have lost their job, or something like that, and then it helps them get back on their feet. So it's only a short-term thing. Clothes, toys for their kids, food. They'll take out-of-date food. So if you sell in grocery or health and beauty and you have expired products, you can send them to them, and they'll still be able to make use of them. And if anybody wants, I don't post their information publicly, but if you want to send to them, and we have a lot of Amazon sellers who do that, possibly in the hundreds by now, that send them when long-term storage fees hit, when products expire, remove them, and they'll also give you, a receipt that you can use for your taxes if you can negotiate that with your CPA correctly, but they'll give you a receipt for the value as a donation, and you can also use those costs, obviously, for shipping for a donation as well. So it's Faith Acres. It's located in Illinois, and if you want, they're a registered nonprofit organization. So if you want to take advantage of that, let me know, and we'll get you the shipping information. And then every time you do removals, you just remove it to them. So you just enter your information here. You can, if it's a new address, you can set it for all of them, and then it'll have an unfulfillable quantity and your fulfillable quantity. So obviously these are sellable. The unfulfillable is items that are not sellable, which is usually what you're going to be wanting to remove. So you just put in your quantity, one or however many you want to do, or you can delete it from this list. It'll show you the whole list of what you select, obviously, and then you continue to your next page. And then when that comes up, it will just basically show you the information, how you're shipping, where you're shipping, what kind of removal it is, and then you hit place order, and that's it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to actually have that sent back to me. I'd like to get whatever I can get out of that. But that's it. Any questions? Please leave a comment, obviously. shoot me a message. You can always reach me at Shawn@Mayo, ShawnMayo.com, or if you're having problems with your business or have questions about sourcing secret or tactical arbitrage or Amazon in general, or any of the stuff that I'm sure we do, you can book a free call with me. Everybody gets one. Book.ShawnMayo.com. So have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video.